888-874-7245 or log on to turbosonicusa.com.
Get your Turbosonic today at turbosonicusa.com. Mention you heard this on radio and get a free DVD. Welcome back here.
Plays this. I don't know
PM
why.
Show Weekend Edition on CRN Digital Talk Radio because you moved once to it, so he
yeah,
likes to
but
play
I
this
think
song.
this is one of his favorite songs.
I think
listen, well, you know why I like it? It's subtle.
It is subtle.
Well, just listen to it. Listen to the rhythm section. Let's go. Huh? Yeah, you know I play the trumpet, right?
I know.
And you know I dance, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've seen you bust moves on this camera before.
When we dance, I lead.
I know, and I let you.
All right. I got a great story to tell you about a dance in one of those like a Holiday Inn.
The movie like Holiday
No,
Inn?
no, like when I'm saying a story about dancing in one of those
Holiday Inn
hotels? Yeah, it was like a Holiday Inn. And I want to tell you that story, but first I want to say that this beautiful woman that I met at 19 years of age at the Academy Awards, of all places, I wasn't, excited about going because I didn't know that much about it. Now, 54 years later, I'm very excited about going. And Nick Adams wanted to sell a project, and so he didn't want to bring a woman because he thought it would be rude to leave her while he was hustling, trying to sell the thing called Johnny Huma Was a Rebel.
Right.
So I was sitting there, and at this table with me was this good-looking little blonde chick. And I was married, but I couldn't help but say, woman, you are a hottie. And congratulate her on her.
You couldn't help yourself, could you?
Oh, I couldn't on her good looks. And anyway, so she is at South Point tonight, Friday and Saturday. That's South Point in Las Vegas. It's new. It's a wonderful place, according to Connie. And she says that they have rooms there and they have restaurants and it's a wonderful place to go to. I don't know if I can work it out because a friend of mine's in town from London, so we'll have to think about that one. But anyway, we want to play a Connie Stevens song, Singing. We can jack that up, Tomas, when you're ready. And also, I wanted to tell you that this woman is one of the most generous women I have ever known in my entire life. She, years ago, was very close to the American Indians, very, very, very close, and still is. And the military absolutely embraces her,
So that's this weekend she's performing?
Yeah, it's tonight, Friday, and Saturday.
Wow.
So if you're thinking about going to Vegas and you do go to South Point. If you're in Las Vegas now, go to South Point.
And they're listening to us. We're on Cox Cable in Vegas. And South Point, that's where they do the Jerry Lewis Muscular Dystrophy Telethon. It's one of the first places you see when you get into town. And a lot of great stars at the South Point. They work pretty hard on getting good entertainment there.
Well, this Connie's changed. Now, we get this award. You remember, those of you that have been listening, from the military. And I couldn't believe that they got Connie and they got me individually, independently chosen. Well, I mean, what are those odds? And so we're coming back. It was a tough, tiring event, and we're coming back to Los Angeles from Camp Pendleton. And I said, "Oh man, I'm crashing." Connie said, "You want to stop by the house and we'll visit for a little while?" I said, "Connie, I don't think so. Not tonight. I'm fried." And she said, "Well, yeah, I've got things to do." I said, "Well, like what?" She said, "Well, I'm appearing at the Civic Auditorium tomorrow in Thousand Oaks." And I said, "You're at what?" The woman worked all night with the Marines, took the drive all the way back, and then she's going to get up in the morning and perform. That's who she is. And Forever Spring, her cosmetic company, is one of the most successful perfumes out there. You don't hear a lot about it, but I'll tell you where it's sold. It's sold a lot, in bases.
Oh, really? So on bases, huh?
Yeah, so if your wife wants to go shop and you're in the military and they have those commissaries, you'll probably find Forever Spring. So let's find a song of hers. Also in town from London is a wonderful actress and a very successful woman. And we're going to hook up at some point. Her name's Brian Leary.
And a reporter, too. She's a reporter.
She was a reporter.
Worked for Fox News. She went to Iraq, I remember. She was one of the first to go to Iraq years back when that stuff started out. She was going there.
Well, before we even knew where Afghanistan was, she was there. She's had 14 visits there, and she had a show here when we went to lunch months ago of Afghanistan paintings. And she's just a driven, hardworking, beautiful woman. And
to show you what a small world it is, I knew her before I knew you because she was auditioning for a show here as well. She is multi-talented like you.
Well, thank you. She also was one of the women in the Wild West, one of the nurses.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, there was 4, and she was one. And I don't think it's any secret that we were friends. And the day I met my former wife, it's hard to say former wife, but anyway, the day I met my former wife, I was with Brian. And then she had to leave. We were down in Georgia and Atlanta. She had to go back and do a television thing. And 32 years later, we're going to dinner. And,
there you go. Small world, big circle.
Well, interesting story, I thought. So that's the story. And she also has created this thing that we can talk about for dogs. You know, if your puppy runs out in the park and gets all full of mud and dirt, she's got this thing where you put the puppy in this, and they wash this
They'll
thing.
wash the
they
puppy?
wash the feet. It's kind of neat.
Oh, that's pretty good. I need that.
And then there's something else that we need. So I want you to help me with this, Christy, when we get off
Casey
the air.
is,
I want Joan Leslie to come and be our guest.
Joan Leslie?
Joan Leslie. She was on the cover of Life magazine in 1943. She is one of the most beautiful women and the nicest person that I've ever met. I had the privilege of working with her in a show, and it was very exciting. She got to play my mother, and that shouldn't have happened because she's only 10 years older than I am. But you know how we actors are. We'll do anything. We'll talk to John in just a minute. Excuse me. So I got a great story that I'm going to tell. I thought maybe I shouldn't.
Tell them, because I got some that are backed up here.
All right, here. This is going to be in the book. This is going to be in the book. So we're doing this damn rodeo, and it was tough. It was exhausting, and it was dangerous, and the stunts were dangerous, and we were always worried about getting hurt. One time I did get hurt. My head hit the floor, and I did something to my arm. I forget the medical term, but I went on to do the next 2 nights anyway, and drugged up, and it was painful, but that was part of what we did in those days. So afterwards, this event was put on by what? Who puts on the things in the city for the city? What groups is that?
A group that puts on in the city?
Yeah, Christy, can you think of it like they do good things for the city?
Like the Shriners?
Yeah, no, not Shriners. It was
Kiwanis or something
like
that?
Kiwanis, something like that.
Club,
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Shriners bigger. Anyway, they had a party afterwards.
Rotary, that kind of thing.
Rotary. There you go. To congratulate everybody that was part of doing the show.
Right.
Yeah, so if you're doing your math in your head, my wife and I, Joan, who passed away, we separated after 11 years, and then we stayed married for almost ever. But anyway, I wasn't with my wife at that time, so I wasn't cheating on her. I want to make that clear. And I'm there with the guy who wrote the book, Dick Kanji, who was a stuntman, boxer, actor, and I guess author. Never read that book. So I look over there and I see the most gorgeous woman I have ever laid my eyes on. I thought I was going to faint.
Really?
I went and I grabbed his arm and I said, "Can I hang on to you?" And I said, "Do you see what I see?" And he looked over there and he said, "Yeah, I sure do. I sure do. But geez, with him." He talked like that. I said, "Well, I got a plan." He said, "Oh, God. And I said, No, you'll like this plan, Dick. You'll like this one." And subsequently, we're going to commercial, and I will talk to John, RG, and Mary in Wisconsin.
Will you finish the story?
Our regulars.
Please?
Yeah.
Okay,
Thank you for being a part of the show. I love it when you keep calling because it becomes you.
And the
look,
stories are very good, too.
But look at this, beautiful Christy. Christy Casey with that lovely...
From cold New York is here. She escaped on one of the first flights out.
And that lovely little girl disappeared.
Emma,
how'd you do that?
We lost Emma.
Are you struggling with too much credit card debt, sky-high interest rates, late fees, over-limit fees? Having trouble just making the monthly minimums? We can help.